Hey y'all, welcome in to another lovely shift at the M3DM Tavern. See, it's very lively today. Look at you all in here. Amazing, amazing. Let's see if I can catch everybody. So we've got Empress, Reaper, Yoni, Paint, Wandering Toad, and Ron Swanson's mustache. Beautiful. Mini Blaze, Aloha. I think I got everyone. If I didn't, oh, just Lingual. Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. All right, so this is the last stream of the month. It is the 30th, which means your poing will all be gone very, very soon. If you want to redeem it for something, now is the time. Only one D20 roll redeemable by poing a day. So if you want it, you really gotta go snatch it right now. I don't even think I have that linked at this exact moment. Let me go ahead and put that store up. And there we go. Also, for the first time ever, we do just have an outright purchasable Taver pet. It is an orange super chat. It's at the very top where it has a little like a bullseye. If you click on that, click continue, they'll take you right through. So it is actually just directly purchasable as for some streams, if I have time for it. Today is a day that I have it available. Ella's here. Hi, friends. Here to lurk today. Much love. Honestly, I'm going to lurk in my own stream a little bit. So I have a ton of awesome models that are mostly done. I have Ricky over here cooking. He is posing. So we're not... Oh, sweet. Yoni grabbed that D20 roll. Amazing. And then we have one for non-sleeper already baked in. Amazing. Just Single says, I have redeemed all things and therefore am content. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. But again, we don't have a main Tavern Keeper's craft today. It's a little bit unique. We're just going to kind of cook and hang out today, do some overall cleanup, which means you guys are going to see lots of different models today, which is pretty fun. For the poll today, I'm kind of curious, what is your favorite 3D model category? It can go for minis or just art in general. I've got heroes, monsters, terrain, or just silly little guys like what we made yesterday. Ella says, Ricky has been absolutely cooking on TikTok. Yeah, he's done quite incredible. Last year, I did my own little TikTok stint, or just not TikTok, but just like making shorts, right? So it was on Instagram, Reels, and TikTok. I did okay. Ricky's been crushing it though. I think it's something that he just really clicks with, and I'm very proud of him. Yoni says, I think I also have a role from yesterday because of RB Gaming. Absolutely not. He actually gifted you a roll yesterday generously. You already got that. What did we end up doing for you? Oh, I think we gave, you got an Aloha lore drop for Gormagala. Really, I'm being quite generous by giving you another one today. Technically, you already did it. Good try. Good try, though. All right, the heist today is, yet again, the Arcane Archives. I'll probably change it for tomorrow, but the odds have been changed. They are better than yesterday. But I will not tell you by how much, because the peasants be rigging the system. All right, and then the freebie of the day. Let's check that out. Here is my Patreon. You can join for free and join over 3,700 other members that are hanging out here with me. If you want to actually get lots of stuff, there's an option to pay. But again, you can just join this wonderful, beautiful join for free button at the top. Scroll down just a touch, and we have our free model of the day, which is a sea hag. This is an old model of mine, but isn't she cute and gross? Just a greasy gal. This is a nice, really quick, easy model to print and paint. Creepy and captivating. What a fun caption. Here are those free STLs to download. We have all the different base versions and a pre-supported. So yeah, if you want her, look at that face. Beautiful. Go get her. We'll have another lovely freebie for y'all tomorrow. Yoni, wait, so we did roll for me yesterday? Well, RB gifted it to you today, so you'll still get a roll. Yoni, where were you? ADH brain. Toad is pointless. How did you lose all your poing already? Goodness. Just Single says, monsters are super neat for the tabletop because the more monsters you have, the more you can ambush your players. I like how you think. Very nice. But yeah, we're kind of having a chill morning today. I'm not tired from the normal way. It just, there's something about it's spring and it's beautiful and it's sunny and warm and it just makes me want to nap all freaking day. Ricky and I actually like just chilled on the couch like an hour and a half right before this stream. Pretty much we're half asleep, which cracks me up because we beat this morning. We already did the big sleep. Reaper says, I hear a snore. Oh yeah, Maverick is. Oh, you can see a foot. There's one little foot right here. Black foot. But the rest of him is all covered. Oh, someone new is here. Captain Nemo of the Nautilus. Amazing. Chill? Not if I have anything to say about it. Amazing. Do you know anywhere that can buy a replica of King Arthur's articulated steel plate gauntlets from Monty Python? Or ones look similar? That is niche and amazing, and I have no idea where you get an exact replica for that. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Ron Swanson's mustache says, I'm the same way in the spring. It's as if the weather is saying, 'tis safe to snuggle. It's exactly how I feel. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I hope you guys had a nice start to your morning. I'm already on my second cup of coffee. We're going to kick it for just a moment here, and then we'll get started. Yeah, Yoni also got the last roll of April. Unless, obviously, any donation of $5, you also get a D20 Destiny roll. So don't you worry about that. Empress says, oh, to be Maverick, a snooze without a care. No need to develop art skills, pay bills, buy a house, stay healthy. Yeah, those are about all the things that worry me day to day, so you nailed it. Oh, to be Maverick. Let's go ahead and get Yoni's roll out of the way, because if it's going to cause problems, I need to know sooner than later. All right, we roll in. Yoni rolled a 2. Wow, you were so close to getting a little ban. That would be hysterical. If you roll a 1 on the D20 Destiny, you get banned for the chat for 5 minutes. It's just a goofy little thing. I usually let you rewind and take pity. We'll see. All right, a number 2 today is... Where is my thing? Name of fame. All right, chat, you get to name the model, which means I have to use this name for the rest of our time. We're going through a lot of models today, but the first one up is this lovely guy. Whatever y'all want to name him. Something preferably PG and under 15 syllables would be greatly appreciated. Last time we got this, you guys picked a legitimate 45-syllable word. So if we could be kind to Mia, she's on her second coffee. I'm just here for the vibes. Welcome in, Grimnir, and welcome back. Wandering Toad said, do your classes by chance cover Z-spheres? They do. I actually have a couple lessons that show you how to use Z-spheres to rig your model. Funny enough. Yeah, so what is up today? Today is going to be all kinds of models and posing and post-processing goodness. So if you guys are curious on how... Crystal hams. Oh my gosh. That's fantastic. Hams. I can name him Crystal Ham. Yes, well, Crystal Ham here is going to get all ready for 3D printing. I'll show you that whole process. I believe it was Abel yesterday was asking how I do that. But yes, good luck in your heisting and all the duels today. Again, we're going to reset tomorrow, so now is the time to spend point, duel, and have fun. Wandering Toad says, also sorry for badgering you all day yesterday with the class stuff. You literally are supporting my art. I am happy to teach you. Wandering Toad is talking about a mentorship program. It's $1 a day, so for $30 a month, I teach you how to use ZBrush. I have like classes and stuff, videos that I've recorded that kind of guide you through. But also the big appeal is that you get to ask me questions whenever. And I got no problem. Honestly, Toad, pretty much all the questions, and people learn pretty similarly and get stuck on the same things generally. So I have like this 50-page document in Google Drive that I can pretty much grab and streamline things. Obviously, everyone has unique questions every now and then it just grows the library. So not a problem at all. All right, I think we all are settled in here. Oh, I also want to give a special shout out to all the channel members on YouTube because I don't give you guys enough love, I feel like. All the mugs down below are people that support the channel. So next to the subscribe button on YouTube, there's a join. It's also called member and subscribe. It's very confusing, but it's different. Essentially, that's what gives the little badge next to their name. That's why some people in chat have their name is green. That means that they're a member of my YouTube channel, which means they also get a fancy mug. Let's see, just some of them. We have RB Gaming, Wandering Toad, Yoni. Who else right now in the chat is a non-sleeper? I don't think they've showed up quite yet. And of course, Aloha. Aloha is my first channel member ever, so big thanks to him. Empress says, I'm so ready to absorb all of Mia's knowledge next week. I'd like to successfully make a damn chicken dumpling. We will help you with that. Empress is going to be one of my newest students on May 2nd, which is also their birthday. Wandering Toad says, I'm getting through all the tools and stuff. It's a new program, so I'm trying not to let myself be biased and so used to Nomad Sculpt. I'm giving it my all to do well. That's a great attitude to have. I'm proud of you. All right, we're going to move right on to the Tavern Keeper's Craft, even though it's a little different today. Usually during Tavern Keeper's Craft, we make a new model that is a Patreon request. But in today's case, I just got, here's my master spreadsheet. You see all this yellow? We need to fix that. That needs to be finished. Everything in purple right here, these are all the models that I started just in April. And then that includes all the Tavern pets. So can I do math? This is like 6 plus that many. I don't know. Almost 20. Pretty proud of myself. So let's get started. Tavern Keeper's Craft. Alright, we're working on crystal hands. Let's get going. So we have two images here, right? The one on the right is the finished or mostly finished model. This left stamp here is our midpoint of progress. You can kind of see how far we've come. I'm especially proud of this beard. It is just absolutely luscious. That's what I want to see. I'm excited to get this 3D printed. Empress says, the evil spreadsheet. What? No, I love me a good spreadsheet. We are spreadsheet positive around here. Thank you. RB says, Mia, I think I missed one of your questions from someone. Do you cover Z-spheres in your course? I do, in terms of rigging a model. If you want to use it to make an adaptive skin, which is pretty much just blocking out a shape, I really think it's better to just use spheres in Dynamesh, but you can use Z-spheres to rig a model. And yeah, I do have a video in a video in the classroom archive for that. I can share it to you after. Yeah, Crystal Hannums. Hannums. How do you say that? Can you phonetically spell the way you're spelling Hannums? Alright, Crystal Hannums. It is time to get you 3D print ready. But first, we're going to get a close-up on this amazing beard. Check him out. I'm also going to temporarily hide his arm, so that way this stamp doesn't actually take up half of my canvas. We're going to do just a quick little removal of an arm. So if you ever want to hide a piece of a mesh, all you have to do is mask, as I did here, like that, and then Control W. That's Command W on Mac. Then you just click it with Command Shift Tap, and it goes away. Amazing. All right. Obviously, I actually do want him to have that arm, so we're going to show it back. And I'm going to hide the base just for now as you start working on some post-processing. So currently, this model is 5.5 million points. Can you 3D print that? Well, yes, you can, but it's going to be really slow to slice, which is the program that processes a 3D model for 3D printing. So I want this closer to 200,000 points. Another thing is, see how this crystal right here, if I turn on transparency, the crystals actually go through his body. Anywhere where these two meshes overlap, we want them to be completely solid and seamless, to where these crystals inside are just meshed into the body, not distinct pieces like this. So all you do is remesh by union. That's pretty much the gist of it. I'll say the process as I do it, but it's pretty much just that over and over again. I also don't think he needs this crystal going through his armpit. It looks quite uncomfortable. So to move that, I'm going to use move topological and just scoot it on over. Perfect. I see that his booty is falling out of his shorts a little bit. We can't have that, so we're going to do a little bit of adjusting. There we go. So I have these really rough block out of his features right here. I did this using Clay Tubes Constant. I like how rough they are, but I do want to smooth them up a touch. So to do that, I'm just going to use my mask pen, grab that area, and then go to Geometry, Clay Polish. That's going to make it look a little bit more like stone and a little less rough. So see that before and after? Perfect. All right, and the rest of that's looking just fine. Let's make his fingers a touch thicker so we don't lose our minds and this is 3D printed. We use move and backface mask and just click on these fingers and add a little more material. I don't mind if they're a little goofed up, especially because this is a monster. I mean, I guess this could be a player character, but it's not how I expect him to be used. Hello, it says, Mia, I'm not sure if you mentioned this already, but amazing job on that beard detail fidelity. You've gotten a huge boost of skills in the last few months. Thank you, thank you. Yoni's gonna get a brick for tiramisu. Oh, Empress did not want a brick. Brickless. Brickless peasant behavior. All right. So we're gonna go through, grab all the meshes that make up the belt and merge them down. To do that, these are all my subtools. These are just pieces of the mesh. See, as I click on these, it highlights different sections of the model. I like to grab meshes that are pretty close together, so in this case, it's the belt. Put them on top of each other in my menu, and then click on Merge Down. Now that we have these pieces, we want to get this remeshed. Also, we got a funny little bit of topology here that's really thin, so I'm just going to inflate it. Perfect. And now to remesh by union, you click on W to bring up your gizmo, which is this funny little circle. Click on the gear, and there you go. Remesh by union. Sometimes there's some issues, or very frequently, where little gaps will form. So if you do auto groups and then Command Shift double click, it'll show you any of those weird fragments that happened. You can just group all these together with Command W, hide them again, and then delete hidden. So now those fragments are gone, but you still want to fix any holes within. So you just do close holes and remesh by union again. Bam. And that's the process. That's the whole thing. You pretty much just keep going through over and over again. It's really quick and very reliable. And I think it's my next model release on Patreon will officially break 1,000 models. Pretty excited. Tawny's here. Hey, welcome back. Who is he? This is Crystal Yams. It was named by Yoni recently. I think they put the pronunciation earlier. It's hands, but hams. Yeah, RB Gaming has 156 point. I'd be amazed if we managed to get to 5,000. We'll see. I was generous with the peasants. I made one of these custom models. They're like these silly little guys. They're pretty much like chibis. Available with free currency you earn by watching. But I've also changed it. If you do an orange super chat, which is real money, which keeps light on, you can just buy it outright. But since the peasants actually managed to get enough coin to do one for free, I honored that and we made a cherry blossom dragon yesterday. If you guys want to see that again, let me know. I'll bring it up. Hello, it says, Mia, can we have a celebration of 1,000 models in the next happy hour where we look at your skill progress from the first models to now? Oh, that would be lovely. Yeah, I'll make sure I do that. Let me write that down. 1,000 model celebration. And we'll do a little reflection over the years. I've been doing this since 2019. Wandering Toad says, dang, I missed it due to work. Yeah, let me go ahead and pull that up so I can show it to you. I know everybody would be happy to see it again. All right, here is Petal. Oh, Petal is just a noodle. There we go. There's Petal. We made this yesterday during happy hour. Took about 45 minutes. And we actually created it using the adult, which is not finished, hence no eyeballs and whatnot. But yeah, we took this beautiful thing and made this cute little noodle. It's partly what inspired the poll option in today's question of the day. Silly little guys. This is what I meant by a silly little guy. Yeah, it's just a friendly noodle. Just a cutie patootie. Check her out. I'm so happy with this. These will be 3D printable, and I will be sharing at some point. I'm building quite the collection. Do you guys want to see all the Taver pets we've made so far? So this is Petal, the Cherry Blossom Dragon. We also have Carl, the Crusader. Oh, and they have booties, all of them. Yeah. We have Buzz, the Bee, Moo, the Mushroom, and then Blue, which is short for Bloom, for this bonsai tree. The bonsai tree was probably the hardest one that I did, just to get all of this to work. But ended up being one of my favorites. But I gotta say, Carl has a special place in my heart, too. So this is the Taver pet. So if I mentioned it earlier, you're new, you're like, what are we talking about? This is what you can use 5,000 poing to buy, or an orange super chat. Silly little guys are the most fun to sculpt. They're also the most challenging. It's like deceptively tricky to get the proportions of these to look right. They're very sensitive. All right, let's get back to crystal yams. Yeah, Blue, the blooming bonsai. That sounds much better than how I worded that. I like that better. Okay, now that we have the belt done, I just keep adding more pieces to it. So now I'm going to merge down the shorts and do that same process. You just remesh by union, auto groups, delete new artifacts, close holes, rinse and repeat until there are no funny business. I still do a quick run through in Mesh Mixer to make sure there's no issues. Hashtag love for Carl. Yeah, Carl was made for Ray, actually. Emperor says we need chibi crystal yams. Yeah, doing a dwarf chibi, they lend themselves well to that because they're only like 2 heads tall anyway. Yoni says, nice, you're at the commission stage. Kind of. Unless you're talking to a different artist. Oh, sweet. RB. Very good. Very good. I was going to say, I'm like, Taver pets aren't really a commission. That makes sense. All right, this is looking good. We do have some funniness going on, some mesh errors. So another really strong tool you can use is Dynamesh. Because this isn't a very hard surface and it's a pretty simple blocky shape, Dynamesh is an option here. See how it kind of makes the model look a little blurry? That's why you don't want to use Dynamesh on like very high detail things. You can duplicate a copy and project details back. It's one of those things like it works in theory and then you go to do it and it's a huge pain in the butt. You actually need like morph targets and you gotta play with the settings. So I don't use it often if I don't have to. Yoni says, you gotta share some love to Sleepy Boy Gore. Oh my gosh, yeah, the Gore Magal we did yesterday is adorable. And yeah, I didn't bring that one up, did I? What? Let me go ahead and save this again so I can bring him up. Where are his shorts? I did not delete them. Okay, well, we'll handle that problem in a second. Yeah, so this little chibi Gore Magala, which is, the name comes from Monster Hunter, I say Monster Hunter Wilds, but Gore has been in other Monster Hunter games as well. Where is Gore? I think I put him in his own little special folder because he's not friendly. He's just cute. There it is. We haven't posed him or anything yet, but here's that little chibi Gore Magala. Super cute. It was a tricky one because Gore doesn't really have like eyes, just like big horns that comes out of his eye sockets. But it worked out quite well. Empress says Dynamesh is not remesh, y'all. Where are we yelling? You're very enthusiastic about this. Technically, Dynamesh does remesh overlapping pieces, so... but you're right, it is definitely not the same thing as the remesher. There we go. Yeah, he says, yeah, he hunts blind, which is crazy. 100 out of 10 hearing. That sounds accurate. Ray says, Mia, I love the bass you did for him. Thank you. I'm really excited to see what poses Ricky gets done right now. I think he's working on the Ratfolk Chef. Though not a little guy, she is a cutie patootie, so I'm excited to see all that come to life. Sweet, those shorts were actually a little bit of a pain in the butt, but we did it. Let's go ahead and remesh the beard. Oh, hey. Jess Wingle bought a Taver pet. Oh, heck yeah. I think it'd make my wife pretty happy if we did the bundling, so... Oh, I'm so excited. Awesome. Let's go. Heck yeah. Thank you so much. Okay. I'm very excited about this. Let's talk about it. Here is the bundling. I think it's in Share Your Art. Yes. All right, let me do a screenshot. It's pretty much it's a duck bunny. It's adorable. Okay. All right. Heck yeah, we're going to do that. Thank you so much, Gislingual. Oh, I'm so excited to add this to our Taver Pet collection. Aloha frantically starts writing the lore. Thank you. I'd expect nothing less. Very good. Empress says, wait, as per my failure in the art show channel, LMAO, I learned the hard way. Oh, that's right. You're working on this little guy. Yeah, we're gonna help you. I'm gonna teach you how to make that. But in the meantime, again, thank you so much, Just Lingual, and I'm gonna do my best on this. Your wife's gonna love it. All right, I'm gonna get some references for when we do happy hour during my break, but for now, I'm just super pumped and excited about it. Everyone thanks Just Lingual because, again, this makes a more fun stream for everyone, and business stunks. Heck yeah. I didn't expect someone to like straight out pay for a Taver pet for a while, even though they are awesome. So I really appreciate that. Let's go. Yeah, duck bunny bundling. Amazing. Bunny duck, bunny duck. Heck yeah. All right, guys, it's very important. We need a like proper adorable name for the bundling. I'm going to have it right there as inspiration. You guys start cooking, start thinking about it. Thank you, Just Lingual. Oh, Empress, that's sweet. They say, Just Lingual, your wife is amazing. Yeah, seriously, this is adorable. And it feels kind of like a little art collab with my community, too. So that's pretty cool. You know what? This is the second Taver pet that is actually like an art collab, because Carl the Crusader is Ray's character. So that's pretty special. Awesome. Ooh, Puff. Puff's a good contender. I like it. What about Floof the Bundling? Bundling is such a cute name. Can we make it rhyme? You know, my dad's cat name is Randingo. We call him Ding for short. I also had a cat named Ping. He was a flame point Siamese. And we also had a cat named Ling. And a cat named Mingling. We have Mingling, Bingling, Ping, and now Ding. We had a lot of cats growing up. Bunny the Bundling. You know, oh, Bungling. I like that. Cute, cute, cute. Dumpling the Bundling. Jessling can confirm. Wife is pretty cool. Good. All right, that's it. Dumpling. If you guys find one's better, that's great. But it's going to be Dumpling the Bundling. That's incredible. I'm going to screenshot that and put this in the chat because it also has just lingual saying the wife is pretty cool, which is cute and wholesome. All right, that is in our Discord server now. I probably should put it in Tavern quotes, but it's okay. It's there for now. Perfect. Heck yeah, that's gonna be really exciting. And Empress loves dumplings. It was meant to be. Incredible. All right, I'll tell you guys what. I'm gonna get this 3D print ready and then screw waiting for happy hour. We're gonna go straight from this right into dumpling. How's that? Because I don't want to wait. I'm really excited. All right, the beard's looking quite nice. There's a couple mesh errors, so let's go ahead and fix those up. And now remesh by union. RB confirms that is a cool name. Dumpling the bundling. Oh, love that. Lots of funny little artifacts. We'll just close holes, get those all nice and cleaned up. Just Lingual says neat. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a party. Just Lingual, I think that also makes you, that's the 3rd highest donation I've ever got. The top 2 both go to Alexander, but he just comes in like a wrecking ball. Just doesn't tune into a ton of streams or at least chats. And then when he does donate, it is just an immense amount. And then he disappears. He's like, gosh, what is that? Like a Christmas saint? It's like very Santa Claus-esque. Just like, hello, dump, leave. That's the one who bought like 30 memberships. And then RB contributed as well with like 20 memberships for all of y'all. Pretty awesome. Emperor says, chat, important question. How do y'all deal with dinner? Oh, that is so fair. Like, that was one of the biggest things about living, you know, not with my parents. Being like, oh my God, I have to cook multiple times a day and eat multiple times a day. Usually we do some meal prep. Yeah, Alexander must be Batman, confirmed. All right, I don't want to get this too low poly because this is luscious. That's looking pretty good. All right, time for all these crystals to get sorted out. There's so many crystals, I'm gonna probably just decimate them and then merge them into the body and see how that does. You know, they're not too high poly actually, and I don't think I have any mesh errors, so let's just go straight to merging to the body and hope for the best. So perhaps we'll handle the body on its own first. There we go. Just Lingual says, I pretty much only cook Thai food and cook rice every day. Oh, I love rice. My husband doesn't like it, but he's taken it upon himself to eat it every time he sees it, and he is starting to like trick himself into liking it more. It's quite funny. Empress says, dinner is one crappy time of day because I never know what to make, and thinking what to make ahead of time is equally stressful. That is so fair. Okay, this is not a sponsor. We are not there yet on the channel yet. I have an app on my phone called Tasty. It looks like this. It's going away because it's loading. But anyway, this has been like my absolute lifesaver. There's just tons of recipes. Again, it's called Tasty. It's free. There is something you can pay for, but it's just to do like meal plans. Like you don't need it at all. This has absolutely saved me. I have a profile here where I've saved a ton of recipes that are like easy and not insane. So if you want, Empress, I can like send this to you. Because like it breaks down how to cook everything step by step, and there's no ads or nonsense. Like there's so many, what is with cooking recipes online? And they give you like their whole freaking backstory. Like, I don't care that your grand made this in the 1920s. I really don't. Can you please tell me how much tomato paste I need? Like, anyway, the app will help with that. Again, not sponsored, not at that point. But I found that made my life a lot easier. And then it helps in summer because my husband grills like pretty much every day. So I get to just sit around and drink lemonade while he roasts potatoes and steak. It's pretty nice. Ella said it's for search engine optimization. Oh, I couldn't care less what it's for. It's just the worst. It's the absolute worst. Emperor says, let me go look that up. Yes, the app is tasty. And funny enough, I think it's made by BuzzFeed. Like it's one of like the mini companies that BuzzFeed owns. But yes, tasty. All right, this is going pretty nice. Let's merge that down and get those crystals all remeshed. Paint says, haven't had a roasted potato in a while. Well, you gotta fix that. Big fan of potatoes. Big fan. Pinterest for food can be nice too, but they're usually like really tricky recipes, I found. Just Lingual says, Mia, I'm super pro rice. In Thailand, where my dad is from, you can say, have you eaten rice yet? And saying, what's up? Really? I love that. Oh, how funny. Oh, Aloha has dropped some lore. Are you guys ready? Aloha says, the lonely bundling dumpling hops and waddles into the fray, curious at the new visitors that come to play. She slowly approaches the tavern crew and begins to follow her new friends of Moo and Blue. Oh my god, the fact that you're making these rhyme now is my favorite. Okay. All right. That needs to go into tavern quotes because it's amazing. Bam. I'll need to compile like a full list of all of Aloha's lore. But bam, that's at least in here for me to find later. I'll put a lore dump each time so I can search that and then find it later because I want to make like a little pamphlet. Oh, Ray said, Mia, I meant the app of yours is like Pinterest for food. That makes more sense. You're right. You're right. That's exactly what it is. Very good. I'm still tripping over what Just Lingual said. You can pretty much just ask, like, have you had rice yet? That's how I want to be greeted. And the answer is no, way too often. I need to eat more rice. God, I want rice now. Okay, I'm going to keep that in mind because we're probably going to the grocery store today. I'll keep that in mind. Empress, I still love you sharing like your food pickiness and struggles and the stress around it because like I just relate to that so deeply, especially because you look at everyone else and you're like, I know everyone else has to be eating. Why is no one else complaining about this? Just Lingual says, more Thailand lore is that white is just rice colored. No kidding. Oh my goodness, I love that. Empress says, I knew it, Aloha is actually a best-selling author. Wouldn't surprise me. All right, it is time to remesh the whole thing into one. How are we doing on artifacts? Is it, there's seriously none? Did it actually do it right the first time? That's crazy. I don't trust it. Close holes, check mess. No, it did. Okay. I'm not going to complain, but don't trust it. All right, it's a little weird and smooth on the backside of the beard, so I'm going to use my move brush and just kind of move it around a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Yoni said, should I get illicit green tavern pet? No. Just Lingual says, let's see, phonetically it's pronounced Gin Kao Leo for have you eaten your rice yet? Okay. It's actually a shortened phrase, but you can now use it for friends. Okay. Is Thai the same way where it's like, I think it's Mandarin where like based on like your inflection changes like what it means. Like for us, if I say the word like hat, it's the same no matter what. But like depending on like if I said like hat high or hat low, it like changes what the word means. Is Thai like that too? And for sets, it's so weird since I'm a stay at home, right? It shouldn't be a problem. But every dinner time rolls around, I look at my husband, the husband looks at me, look at the dog, and the rabbit knows nothing. And we all just shrug. Yeah. Well, I hope that app helps at least a little bit because it helped us immensely. Oh, another big thing that my husband and I have been doing is we usually base our meals around like a meat. So I'll do like an entire like slow roasted pulled pork. I'll do that like on Monday. And then for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll make pulled pork based meals for it. So we have like the main part is done. We'll do like baked potatoes, nachos, quesadillas, that kind of thing. Just Single says, yes, it's tonal language. There we go. I've made a lot of mistakes talking to family and friends. The tones are less strict than Chinese though. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, growing up with my best friends, Angela, her family immigrated from China and they were just the coolest and obviously spoke a lot of Chinese. It's cool listening to them talk, like tonal languages. It sounds like a song, you know? Enfer says, I don't know why, but hearing you eat meat shocks me. It's probably the intense, like, druid vibes, but no, I eat a lot of meat. But yeah, you're not the first person to tell me that. I have never been vegetarian or vegan, but I've definitely toyed with different recipes and stuff like that to be, I don't know, sustainable or something. The effort is there. All right, this is looking fantastic. Let's see how the base is doing. Oh, that's right. A lot of this was inspired by Ricky. This was the model that he took over briefly. I'm gonna hide all of the crystals for a moment and then merge the base down together. Here we go. Big fan of the base. Oh, why is there a crab takeover? What is going on? How did you guys coordinate this? Oh, paint, crab raid. Amazing. Just Lingual says, my Chinese friends make fun of my tones and joke that I'm speaking drunk Chinese. Oh no. Just Lingual, I have a confession. Your name has been totally lost on me, but I'm realizing your name Just Lingual because you're multilingual. You speak multiple languages. That was just, I don't know, just did not correspond as a real word to me until just now. Lingual, linguist, duh. That's very cool. I know a pitiful amount of Spanish, and that's it. You guys have heard pretty much the extent of my Spanish on stream already. Oh, if you guys want to do the heist and you're new here, pretty much as you watch the stream, you earn Poing. It's just a fake fun currency you can buy stuff with. Anyway, you can heist to earn more. Don't heist negative Poing like Ray does. Ray is just a bad peasant. Don't follow his example. Aloha says, OMG, I was thinking about that last night. Like slow roast or Chinese food or Chinese talking or language. We're covering a lot of topics right now. Or a crab raid. It could be many things. All right, I'm gonna merge all these pieces down, copy, and then bring this tool into my finished ZPR, which you know what that means. We're very, very close to sculpting dumpling the bundling. Dunling. Desktop, and paste. So he is a dwarf, but he's also meant to be like a boss. So I'm going to make him much taller and larger than I would most of my dwarves. I don't anticipate him being a playable character. Obviously, y'all You do you. But that was definitely not the thought going into this. Making sure the base is roughly the same size. Perfect. And now, I think it's good as is, his scaling actually. I think I kind of nailed it the first time. Excellent. Now let's make sure these crystals actually make sense. I want to make sure he's fitted on the base nicely. Let's do a little rotate. Okay, snug him up so he's more towards the center. I also don't like that his hand's hanging off, so if I can put him in the center like this, I would like to. Ooh, it'd be kind of cool, but in this case, clipping through the base is kind of a good thing. We'll rotate it just a touch. There we go. And that I didn't realize there's some funny business happening with this elbow, more than usual. An unnecessary amount of funny business. So let's go ahead and just inflate that. That looks better. I don't care if it looks a little distorted because it should look stretched and uncomfortable. All right, perfect. We're going to export him. Just name it A. Here we are. Hey, Rob's here. Hey, welcome in. It's been 87 long years. It's okay, you made your way back. Aloha says, thinking about just lingual name and how I only look at it as its own word and never separate to see their meaning. Oh, yeah. Okay, same page. Just Lingual says, Mia, yeah, I studied linguistics before engineering, and I technically speak 5 languages, but because I'm more interested in the functions of language, I sound like a toddler in all of them. Hence, I'm not multilingual, but just lingual. Oh, that's hysterical. Just lingual lore. I like it. Thank you for sharing that. That's like really funny. All right, almost done with the second coffee of the day. Whew, I'm vibing. It's a heated coffee mug, so that last bit tastes like lava. Better than cold coffee. Paint says, deafened for work, but still here. Everyone wave. Alrighty. That's looking good. Now let's make sure that base is all merged down. Remesh by union, auto groups. We have some crystals that for some reason didn't want to play nicely. That's okay. No mesh errors, my favorite. But it probably doesn't need to be 30,000 points, so let's reduce this down to 11, see how it looks. Perfect, looks almost exactly the same. All right, now let's bring up Mesh Mixer. I like Mesh Mixer because it's really simple, and if there's any problems, oh, I still have hearts on, don't I? You know what, that's fine, I like it. The hearts are there because Just Lingual paid for a Tapper pet, which we're gonna be working on very soon. Y'all make sure to holler if a non-sleeper shows up, because they get a dice roll. But if they don't show up today, that's fine. I'll just honor it whenever they roll on in. Alright, Crystal Yams is finished. But your name is also Crystallized Dwarf. Can I spell crystallize? Yes. Crystallized Dwarf. No base. Then I'll select both of them, go to Edit, Combine, and that will be our decorative base version, which is arguably much more fun. Sweet, we finished our first model of the day. Let me get that uploaded and all checked off. Here's my epic spreadsheet. We can now change Crystallized Dwarf to finished, pose, and finished sculpting status. And even better, my favorite, we can go to my live request board and change this from work in progress to releasing soon. That's probably going to release on this upcoming Monday. Excellent. All right, drive, crystallize dwarf. 2 L's? I put 3 L's. That's definitely too many L's. There we go. Awesome, that is uploading. Well, that means we get to start on bundling. I have an entire set of Taver pets. Excellent. And let's go ahead and clean up my desktop just a little bit here. Don't need that. Same with these. Ah, much better. Yoni asks, what is Mesh Mixer? Pretty much just for checking if there's any like main issues, and it's also how I just merged together the base at the very end and check scaling. You don't have to have it, but it is fun. It's just like a really quick, easy tool to streamline things, and I like to double check my models in multiple softwares because some of them, all 3D softwares complain about different things. So it's nice to have like multiple perspectives. That makes sense. Wandering Toe says, I'm so stoked to learn how to merge everything down without losing detail. Yes, essentially it's just merge down and remesh by union, and there you go. All right, it is time. It is dumpling the bundling time. All right. Well, let me grab some references here. I need a duck and I need a bunny. But first and foremost, our crown jewel of reference. This will go right here. Amazing. Now let me grab some other ones. I knew it'd be a good stream today. That's a nice clear reference. We're gonna go with ears up to match the reference that his wife drew as closely as possible. The head is gonna be more bunny-like than duck-like overall, but obviously the bill will be from the duck. So I'm gonna need the side view of a duck, and on the shorter side, let's go with a nice, classic, cute duck. Bam, classic. And then maybe we'll go with like a talking, like a duck with things to say. That could be really, really sweet. All right, let's do a bunny side view as well. Oh, this one's perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. Check that out. So I'm grabbing all of these just from Google Images. But I want to show you guys like the kind of references that I grab and see how they're usually. I don't do a lot of 3/4 view. I do a lot of like straight on and side view. All right, I think that's everything that we need. All right, let's get going. Oh, just lingual, booty or no booty? You get to decide. Okay, we will go ahead and append this base. Then we don't need the cylinder. All right. Let me adjust my lighting scene so it's just a touch brighter, and I also would like to make the background look different because this flat gray is so sad. All right, what I've done is I've added my color wheel right here, and I just clicked on this. See this little icon up here? That will allow you to click and drag your menus wherever you want. So again, you can go up here to color, click on that little icon, it'll throw it over here. All right, the way to change your document color is to go to document and see where it says back. Click down and do not lift your pen. So I have my pen clicked and I'm going to drag. And any color that it hovers over, it will color pick. Isn't that neat? So since we're doing a yellow duckling, I want a color that's going to contrast nicely, which I think a light blue would be perfect. I'm going to go somewhere more in the desaturated zone. And then just the flat color I'm not a huge fan of, so we'll also adjust the range, center, and rate. Range just adds a range of color to black. Center will affect where the horizon line is, and then rate will affect whether it goes negative to positive color pretty much, or vice versa. So I want it to be flipped. Here we go. Yeah, I feel like that's just a little nicer to look at. There we go. Something a bit brighter. Get rid of the dreariness of just that flat gray in ZBrush. Ray says, my little sister recently got 2 bunnies that are tiny, like a fist and a half. Aw, cute. Just Lingle says, I have no idea what she would want. We'll go with a normal cute without booty to begin. Ember says, this is also a thing? Oh, making the background different color. Yeah, I don't see a lot of artists use that. I'm not sure why. Just Lingle tells me to follow my heart. Okay, sounds good. I will do so. All right, let's get started. You guys know the rule when it comes to chibis. As simple as possible, and pretty much the head is like the entire model. So we're making a Taver pet. It's not going to be a replication of this lovely piece of art. It's going to be the concept, but re-expressed as a Taver pet. So think more like this. It's actually going to look quite similar to Buzz the Bee. Chibis are usually 2 heads tall. Let's make these a bit smaller. That looks about right. I'm going to move the head forward. Excellent. So we just go really simple. I'm going to make this. Ella says, it's super pretty to have the colored background, but I personally find it a little overstimulating while I work. I find as long as you pick like the desaturated color, it's not too bad. All right, let me grab this reference and we'll do a quick draw over so you guys know what I'm talking about. Okay. So the way that I'm breaking these shapes down is we have a circle for the head, pretty simple. And then we're gonna make this circle for the body, which is gonna be a little more elongated. But to make it more chibi, we're gonna take this and make it pretty much the same size. See what I mean? So that's what we have first. We got just 2 spheres. So what's the next very important shapes that we need? These are our secondary forms pretty much. We're gonna be creating the ears, adding the bill, and then each one of these legs. And probably the tail as well. So that's what we're gonna work on now. Alrighty. So to create the air shape, I'm gonna go in with curved tubes, click and drag. Perfect. And then split mouse points. Oh, Ella, I didn't even ask. What are you working on today? You mentioned you were lurking. So that means I know you're working. All right, there we go. We're gonna put these more towards the back of the head. Kind of looks like Pikachu right now. And then a very low Dynamesh. Once I find a shape I really like, we're gonna switch from Dynamesh to ZBrush. Kind of looks like a peep now. The worst candy known to man. You know, I'm usually a pretty open-minded person, but if you think peeps taste good, you're absolutely wrong. And for anyone that's like, what the heck is a peep? That means that you're probably not in the United States. This is a peep. They're disgusting. Like, truly. They do not taste good at all. I think I've met one person in my entire life that likes peeps. Ella says, I'm doing boring things today. I'm organizing Google Drive for what will be my Patreon library. Oh, how exciting. Duck says, it's a little curse that there's no duck legs. Duck legs. Oh, maybe we'll add little flippers. Oh my god, Reaper loves peeps. Reaper, this is now the worst thing I know about you. Everything, we were doing so good. Everything was just all daisies. No peeps. Ray says lurkers are workers. It's true. It's true. It's a family tradition to get peeps around Easter. Oh, same. We also got peeps around Easter, and then nobody liked them. Ray, I knew. So Ray, I know you said uni that one time, so I knew you're overseas. What is that? It looks like something that shouldn't be eaten. Exactly. Empress says, see, I just don't get how I'm failing to do this. Simple shapes. Mia makes it look like child's play. Somehow I'm trying to solve a rocket equation. You're actually touching on something that's really key and essential there. Time for my favorite quote. We're going to do dramatic confetti while I say this. The master has tried more, I fucked it up. The master has failed more times than the student has even tried. So I said it right that time. Sweet. Again. I have failed more times than you have tried, succeeded, all of it combined. That's why it looks easy, because I've done it thousands of times, literally. So don't worry about it. It's all about refining your artistic eye, and I'm going to help you do that. So if it feels frustrating because you're like, oh my God, it's so simple. Why is this not working? It's because you feel like it's simple. There's so much skill and artistry into making things look easy. So be nice to yourself. And Toad says a great thing here. It's a practice skill. You'll get better the more you do it. Absolutely. Absolutely. But you touched on a really important thing there, and it's something I see a lot of my students get frustrated with. So don't worry, you're not alone by any means. All right, now let's add these little leggies. Legs. So one of the things that's going to make this look like a proper little bunny is going to be the back legs. So we'll do something kind of like, we'll probably just do a sphere to start with and then add like a little toe. So here's a little sphere and then a little toe. There we go. And then of course we have to have a cute little cottontail booty. Mirror and weld. And let's just flip that on over. Big inflate. Perfect. Empress. Ella and Empress, for some reason, both of you guys give like the same like chill vibes. I don't know why. Ella says, Mia sculpted a humanoid body from scratch the other day in like a half hour, and I felt like you'd be so proud of me. Mia, the goat teacher. So, you know, you sculpted it, right? But yes, I'm very proud of you. I also did that. Very cool. Freaking autocorrect. Toad says, I could sculpt laps for myself in Nomad versus ZBrush, but that's because I'm used to the program. Absolutely. It does kind of feel like starting from scratch, but it will start coming back to you, I promise. Paint says, and this is a quote that their dad said from quoting someone else. We'll say this is Paint's dad. That's who gets the credit. A master makes hard things look easy and easy things look complex. Very fair. Ella said, oh yes, I sculpted. Sounds good. It's funny because like I did do that recently. I did the neck wavy, so I was like, that was recent. Very good. All right, we're gonna start creating this little bunny head shape. Honestly, bunnies look so chibi, even like just as they exist. There we go. Creating these cute little shapes. I can go with these, not so much on the cheeks. And I want the ears a little bit more to the side, like how Jess Lingle's wife drew them. There we go. Starting to get some cute little shapes in here. Now let's get that duckbill. I think the duckbill might be a little tricky. Let's use Curve Tube, because that's been my best friend recently. Pick a more orangey color. Mirror and Weld. Dynamesh. Something cute. There we go. Gotta keep it as simple as possible, and as long, like the actual duckbills are somewhat long, but that's not gonna suit this model. So I need to kind of strike a balance here. I'm reducing like this, I'm simplifying the shape to pretty much just be like a rounded triangle, and that's gonna give me the effect that I need. Now let's add some eyeballs. Eyeball time. Let's go to IMM primitives and just click and drag. Perfection. What do you think, Jaslingual? You think your wife would like this? Wow, that's horrifying. Okay, let's make it not horrifying. Empress, whenever you're feeling like, oh man, Mia makes it look easy, don't. I've just done this wrong stage so many times, and the embarrassing phase still has to happen even when you know how to fix it. It's just all part of construction. I can imagine Jaslingual's wife looking at this and be like, oh, you paid for that? Perfection. Agreed. I see you guys scheming to have a Discord channel just of booty. Absolutely not. You're gonna get my whole server taken down. All right, time to lower everything. There we go. It's looking a little cuter. All right, ZBrush needs a moment. It's upset about something. I bet you it's Google Chrome. Dude, my Google Chrome acts like a freaking virus. I keep meaning to install a new browser, and I just haven't yet. Let me guess, it's Google Chrome being insane. Taking it more my CPU than freaking ZBrush. Yup. I will deal with you when I deal with you, but now is not the time. All right, and now we need some pink little blushies, and I like using the capsule brush to do that. Right here, capsule. And just click and drag. Little blushies. I've been making them pretty much the same color. Cute. Empress says, if only Google services weren't the crux of literally everything. So true. Oh my goodness. All right, it is coming together. So for the cute look, I really feel like the floppy ears might look cuter and more duck-like. But we got to make these upward ears work. I want to be as close to what she drew as possible. Oh my goodness, I can make the duck bill look like a little smiley face. Guys, look at this. This before? Wow, that's the right answer. Okay. This is so what I wanted to do today. This is great. Thank you again, Jaslingual. Bundling the dumpling, dumpling the bundling is looking amazing. Part of the fun in naming things is me saying it wrong every 5 minutes. So I'm curious if I want to make the ears really big or really small. It's pretty cute either way. The smiling bill, right? It just adds that little bit of magic. I would like to incorporate a little bit more of a duck element other than just the bill. So I want to see if maybe I can add like little flippers, you know, or something. Let me look at some duck feet. Duck feet. Because it's pretty much, yeah, the same shape of the bill. So I might do that to add a couple more elements here, but still tricking, like staying true to the concept. Gosh, cute. Oh, Micah's here. Hello, welcome in. Late, I'm really busy today. Just popping and see how things are going and say good afternoon. The duck bunny looks adorable. Thank you. Her name is Dumpling. Dumpling the bundling. So right now I'm just having kind of exploring with some shapes, finding something that's subtle but still like refining it. This is the stage I find a lot of my students get hung up on the most, because in the beginning, like, you're just trying so hard to figure out how to make a shape. And then once you are able to make shapes, you realize that's not, the hard part is not learning the tool. It's then like, okay, I now know how to use my tool. I have to make the decisions now. And that's where it gets kind of tricky. So I'm just kind of going over each little element of the model and refining it just a touch. Ray said, is my headset being funny or is there static? Yeah, it's you. Oh, it is something on my end. Oh, yeah, that would be our PC blasting off because Ricky is posing right now. I should be able to just like move this. Usually Ricky does not pose during streams, but we are cooking today. Here, I'll let him know. Hey, Ricky. He has headphones in. The PC's getting noisy enough where they can also hear it, so feel free to kind of wrap on up, and then we can pose later.
Sounds good. I have 2 models posed for you, so
nice.
You've got 4 things to post-process.
That's absolutely plenty. This is looking absolutely adorable. All right, so now we're going to go into Transpose Master and refine these shapes and proportions a touch more. I'm a huge fan of doing that because it lets me affect all my subtools at once. It pretty much lets me make big changes. Hey, April's back. Hey, welcome back. Do you use a pen display or a tablet? I use a gigantic Cintiq, so a display. At the beginning of the stream, I post-processed the crystallized dwarf. We call them crystal yams for 3D printing because you mentioned like how to merge things down or like how I do that and remesh. So at the beginning of the stream, we actually talked about you for a bit. You guys are sweet, like, oh, it's no problem. I get you, but we strive for quality over here. Also, we literally have enough work done, so don't you worry. I appreciate you guys being sweet, though. Oh, that's right, Transpose Master. I was like, what was I doing? Transpose Master, T-Pose Mesh. All right, let's start pushing these shapes a bit. Oh yeah, it's dumpling time. First things first, the head needs to be larger and even lower. Again, we are about two bundling heads tall. Push it a little farther back on the base. Oh, we lost a little tail booty at one point. That's okay. We will rebuild. Reaper, quality. What quality? Just trash. Abel says, thank you. Yes, I did. I'll go back and rewatch it. Perfect. Abel says, I sent you an email about talking with my students. Oh, okay. I'm excited to go see that. I'll probably look at it during my break, so in about an hour. I know you're not like telling me to look at it right now, but I'm excited. All right, let's go ahead and push these proportions more. You want to push it until it's broken and then fix it a little bit. That is the way of things. The way like the little head tilt down makes it look kind of devious. I don't mind it. I'm gonna use my Move Topological brush to kind of scoot this around. There we go. This lingual says, no smooth brush. That's a part of pushing it for some of us. Absolutely. Smooth brush is just a way to ruin all the hard work that you did quickly. Yeah, but I want my students to notice especially that I have no problem like messing with the proportions. I'll do work, I'll undo that work I just did. I'm just trying to experiment with some new shapes and kind of see what works. It's not totally random. I definitely have an idea of what's going to work and what's not going to work. But nothing beats actually doing it and seeing how it turned out. All right, let me go ahead and look at this bunny a little bit. Right, Taylor says, the next mini should be a snail. Oh, that would be cute. That'd be challenging too. So here's a really cool thing about using Transpose Master is that I was able to work on all my subtools at once because it temporarily merges them. But I knew that when I pushed the ears, I didn't like how the changes I made, but I don't have to worry about fixing it then because I can just, when I leave Transpose Master, the undo history is specific to each subtool. So what does that mean? That means I can go to just the ears and I can restore them to where they were before. Isn't that kind of cool? Because like that, it's a little too fox-like almost. So I can just go back to where I was and get that shape back again. Oh, that was a really, oh, I clicked on Dynamesh. I'm like, why did it do that? Oh, that's really well said from Aloha. Aloha says, building from what Mia said, I personally found some of the most frustrating times in ZBrush is when you're too scared to mess up a shape and get paralysis from doing anything. Yeah, that's, whenever I start feeling locked up like that, that's usually when it's a good time to do a little repeat of the create bad assignment. Oh my gosh, one of my students I have right now, they're so sweet. I actually gave them a create bad assignment because I felt like they needed a little more practice to kind of loosen up. And they were like, oh, I don't want to work backwards. Like we did this assignment before and they were super worried and super sweet. And I'm like, oh, no, honey. I still do this assignment from time to time. Don't you worry. It's all just part of it. All right, we're gonna add some little feather details. I feel like the face, there needs to be a couple more secondary forms to make all of this work. Bye, Ricky.
Bye.
And so we're gonna go ahead and play with that. Because I knew this was gonna be a challenging one because it's more on the simple side, which means there's less to hide behind, if that makes sense. You really just gotta nail your forms and make sure they're correct. All right, so to create those forms, I'm gonna come in with my curve 2 brush, adjust the brush by going into stroke. So much of what I do in ZBrush rhymes, and I swear it gives me an absolute fit trying to pronounce it. Oh, nice snore, Maverick. Very good. Ray says, OMG, I feel like that's why I tend to design in 2D first, which is not a bad way of doing things. Absolutely valid. Aloha said, I did that assignment in last stream just as a warm-up. Perfect. I had the Forge of Many Things, Matt. I had him do that assignment every day for a week. It helped immensely. They outgrew it though. They don't need it anymore. Or at least until the next bit of like art paralysis or art block. So here we go. I'm kind of playing with a little like feather cowlick almost. I'm actually going to duplicate these and see if I can get them to work on the sides of the cheek. I don't want them to look like feathers. I just want them to look like nice little shape there. It's interesting how quickly and how this is looking like mouse-like. Like that just looked like a mouse. It's a challenging one, but I'm having fun. Adding these little secondary forms I kind of like made up from the original though. I think it's really helpful. Wandering Ted said, hey, quick question. I may have missed it. How do we work with mirroring in real time? I often make spheres for the eyes and click a mirror button and can adjust accordingly, but in real time on Nomad. Is that possible in ZBrush? So just sculpting in symmetry? Like, let's see, like how I'm doing this on both sides at the same time. You want to go to your transform menu and then click on activate symmetry. And you can work on any axis to do that, including radial. You could also just sculpt on one side and just click doing mirror, mirror, and weld, but you might as well save yourself a button click and just work in symmetry to start with. Good question. Empress says, so messed up when you know what you want to create, but not how to create. Yeah, it takes a while. But I believe in you, and I'm so excited to start teaching you, Empress. I don't think the feathers on the cheek make as much sense, but I do like the silhouette. So I'm going to just create it into the head. So I'm going to increase the resolution a touch and just add a little ridge. There we go. There we go. Oh, cute. See, it's very subtle. It's very tricky. Don't be discouraged. Keep going. Toad says not symmetry. Okay. But when I add a subtool, can I have the subtool mirrored in real time where I work on one and it mirrors the subtool? That is symmetry. What? Okay. So like if you have a subtool, for example, and it's like on this side and like you're sculpting on this subtool over here, but you want it to be mirrored like this and work in symmetry. Like, dude, what? Part of being a student and what's so tricky is like learning to ask those questions, because it's so tricky to even like kind of nail it down in your own head what you're wanting, right? But if you're saying like, oh, you have a subtool over here and you want to work on symmetry or mirrored, mirror and symmetry are the same thing. You can turn on local symmetry and it will act on just this one piece. Ray says, Mia, I don't know about you, but I find that the faster I can make something, the more willing I am to remake it because I can do it with more ease. Yeah, I agree with that. Toad says, weird. Cute. Oh, that's my grandma. Hi, Grandma. Marlene Benzine is my grandma. She's wonderful. And you joined the channel. I love you. You're so sweet. How are you? How's Grandpa? Are you guys watching me make this funny little thing? It's very cute. I don't know why that makes me so shy. I don't know why. I love my family very, very, very much. So it's cool to see them in like my art world as well. Yeah, so since you're here though, I want to talk about it. This is a cute little like design that's actually from one of my followers, Just Lingual. So they support the channel as well. Their wife drew this cute little thing. It's like a duck bunny combo. And so I'm now making it in my own style in 3D. But yeah, so that's what we're doing right now. Usually I do like big scary monsters and stuff, as you know, because my grandma supported my work forever. She's always been right there. Everyone's saying, hi, Grandma. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so sweet. An iconic stream. Amazing. Amazing. Grandmother, you're very popular. Everyone is talking to you. Oh, I love it. Well, I'm definitely going to make you a mug. One, because that's too funny and too cute. It's just going to say grandma on it. So at the bottom of the stream here, like there's all those little like mugs and tankards and stuff. Those are other people that support the channel. So you officially will have one as well. Oh, sweet. Oh, I love that. New favorite stream. Yeah. Yes, all the tabard pads are facing the right direction. Yes, absolutely. My chat is very silly. Some of them have like little booties on them. All in good fun, of course. Cute. Very cute. Ricky would say hi. Usually Ricky is sitting next to me working, but he actually just went up to the loft to work on some 3D prints. But I know Ricky'd be excited to see you too. You guys say hi?
Hello.
Yeah, I knew that would summon him.
Absolutely.
Cute, very cute.
Yep.
The chat's loving it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Are you going to freeze up now?
Oh, no. No way. No way.
I know.
My grandma has supported my work for so long. I think they were
one of the first
patrons ever, too.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Not that's a grandma Olympics, but just saying.
Bye.
Cute. You guys are funny. Oh, man. Amazing. Empress says, oh, so Ricky says hi to Grandma, but not us. I know. I'll make sure to give him a hard time about it later. Very sweet. Thank you, Taylor, for the donation. Taylor says, a duck rabbit. Is it called a ducket or a rabduct? We've been going with bunling, like duckling, but bunny. But I'm a big fan of ducket. You guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. For Grandma, I hope she's doing good. Yeah, she's doing fantastic. Oh my goodness. Thank you guys. You're being so sweet. There's something about Grandma being around. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, got to get on in this. It's a family. It really is. All right, that deserves hearts. 100%. I'm feeling the love. It's like my art community family, art family, and family. They're meeting. It's amazing. Thank you, RB. That was extremely generous, by the way. Thank you. And of course, everyone, you got to answer Taylor's question. A duck rabbit. Is it a ducket or a rabduck? All right, I have to text my grandma now directly because I don't know if she's in the chat. I'm telling her, yeah, I'm streaming right now. Yeah, thank you guys. I love it. I'm letting everyone know that you guys are sending her lots of love. I'm gonna scroll up and take a screenshot of that because it's so freaking cute. Iconic stream. Oh, it's such small font. That's okay. Thank you guys for all the hearts and stuff. This is super cute. I'm gonna get back to sculpting in a second, but this is obviously very important. My phone is having a hard time taking that picture, but this is iconic. There we go. Thank you guys. Sweet. She says hi to everyone. Abel says, it looks more ducky than ducket. More rabbity, rabduck. Okay, I feel that. Does it look more rabbit or more duck, guys? It's pretty close. I like the logic, though. Is this another stream first? I would say so. I'll have to give my dad a hard time. I'm like, Grandma's supporting me on my channel. I got all my Benzeens in here. Benzene's my last name. I obviously go for Mia K because Benzene does not really roll off the tongue the way Mia K does. And yes, anyone that donates obviously gets Poing, which is just silly. I forgot to duel that out though. And it does expire tonight, so you guys might as well gamble away. Unable to find. Sometimes my Streamlabs bot revolts, I'm not sure why. Just be patient with it. It's very busy taking care of all the peasants. Unable to find RB Gaming. Okay, well, I'll handle that in a little bit then. Oh well. I told my grandma about everything's going on too. And she says, "You're welcome. Ricky and you were fantastic." Yeah, it was so awesome because last year we went up to Cleveland where Ricky was able to meet like the rest of my family because my family's all over the country. So now that we moved to Tennessee, we actually could be close enough to be in driving distance. To us, 8 hours of driving is a day drive. We drive a lot. But it was awesome. And like my family just obviously loves him and it's been fantastic. It really has. Awesome. Well, that was super wholesome and adorable. Thank you guys for being here and making that even sweeter than it already was going to be. All right. So my grandma will have a special mug and a special brick, obviously, because Benzene status. You guys understand. Paint, quote, "Why is my granddaughter talking down to people, calling them peasants and such?" Ah, she knows. She's with it. Oh, yes, a water break would be nice, actually. Good point, Jasingle. Ray says, "I barely like doing a 3-hour train journey." 8 hours easily. Yeah, that's... Well, so I grew up in Hanford, California, and then my grandparents live in Phoenix, Arizona, actually. So we drive from Hanford to Phoenix while I was younger, like all the time, which is about 8.5, 9 hours. So I got used to doing that with my dad all the time. And then Ricky, growing up, did a lot of off-roading and tons of trips with his dad. So we both grew up being in the car a lot. So when we got together, it just seemed like a natural consequence. Empress, don't say it like that. Aloha says, "Mia, check the Tavern quotes when you can." Yes, of course. Oh yeah, thank you for clipping that. I really want that moment, actually. So thank you. I'm gonna pin that because that's important to me. Yay, thank you so much for doing that. It's obviously a very important moment for me. Oh, these are cute. Oh man. Bunnies. Cute as heck. Yeah, oh, I like it has that same little, wow, it's funny, the same little floofs. Okay. I wonder if I can play with some cheeks, like on the face. And you guys were so well behaved. Thank you for being very well behaved when my grandma was here. Jaslingle says, "Mia, you could give her a classy wine glass mug." It's still a mug. Oh, it just has a little bit of flair. I will do that. My grandma appreciates a nice glass of wine. Absolutely. I've also seen her enjoy a good beer, though, too. I'm telling you, it's not the Grandma Olympics. My grandma's pretty cool. You know, it's funny that the high sods are treating you guys well. Okay, if I tell you the high sods, I have to change it right away. I'm not going to change it by a lot, but I'm going to tell you what it is right now. The high sods are only 40% right now. So the fact that you guys are winning, I guess it's just that magical Benzene family vibe. I don't know what it is, y'all. That is really funny. Because you guys should not be winning. Ray says, "I love a good glass of wine." Or 5. I've never been much of a drinker, period. I can tolerate some wines. I don't know. Just never been my thing, really. All right, we're going to add a little bit more floof to the face. What do you guys think? Floofing? I think it needs a little volume. All right, right now we're adding some subdivision levels to keep things nice and smooth. And then I'm probably going to close up this seam. So if you want to keep your subtools separate, but you want to like fix the seam, I find I have some good luck using the clay brush and Trim Dynamic. You do have to merge them down though, just keep that in mind. But you can keep the poly groups as their own thing. See? Just be like really light with it and it should work. Because sometimes you want to keep those poly groups separate, but you don't want the seam to be visible. It's really tricky on a chibi like this because I need it to be as smooth and perfect as possible. So that might not be the move for right now. Oh, this is really cute. Sweet. Ah, what an iconic stream. My heart is full. Just Lingual says, I have siblings that are allergic to alcohol. Interesting. Which doesn't only mean no drinking, but also to be careful with 90% of cleaning products. Yeah, I was going to say. And I love cleaning. Fun fact about me. Empress says, a random bunny thing. Usually most species of bunny, the females have a neck pouch thingy. I forgot the name. Would that be workable here? Is that like the primordial pouch on cats where they kind of have a little purse? Oh yeah, I forgot that I got rid of that for you, Just Lingual, but I still took drank some water. Took some water. Like it's a drug. I did a water, guys. All right. Well, shoot, this is so cute. I think this is about done. It was a tricky design, but I think we got it. Adding a little bit of floof to the tail. Wow, I'm so glad at some of the decisions that I made today. I really did follow my heart on this one, Just Lingual, and it was a good call. I do think a little bit of neck floof could be cute. Thinking about Empress's suggestion. At least a little bit of texture. Yeah, it's pretty cute. Ray says look in general, I'm afraid. Oh my god, that's right. Yeah, okay, this is beautiful. Okay, on a serious note, we're doing a serious right now. Let me do a screenshot of this so I can actually put it where I want to. I want to show you guys a little before and after about like this whole trusting the process, because I'm just so desensitized to it that I don't think I talk about it enough. This was on stream not that long ago. Is it under desktop? Yes, it is. So many windows. But yeah, check this out. This is where we started. Straight up, that happened on stream. You guys watched this happen from this point to this point. If you have any questions that are specific, other than just like, how dis, I am happy to kind of go over that right now. I did the water. Can't stop doing water. You guys are silly. I just think this is a good moment. This is one of those, does the artist look like the art moment? You guys have two options here. One is very rude and one's very, very complimentary. I'm pretty happy with this. Just Lingual, I'm pretty certain your wife's gonna be happy with it too. Once I get this 3D print ready, which I'm probably gonna do all the Taver pets at once, I'll get this sent over to you, of course. I'll probably just DM it to you on Discord. Empress says, Mia, at least when you say trust the process, you show it. Trust the process and it just fades to black and now we're here. Yeah, that drives me crazy. I mean, I've made TikToks that are like that because I don't have enough time to do like stamps, right? But like during like art, like there's been art books that I read that are kind of like that. You remember like those 1, 2, 3 like steps art books when we were kids? And it would be like a sketch and then like a little refine and then like finish. And you're like, what? Wandering Toad. How dis? Ray says, very vaguely, yes, Mia looked just like the art. Which art? It's about to be mean 3D models around here. But which one? Yeah, careful. You're going to be my second ban. Jokes. Or is it? Mm-hmm. Draw a circle, finish the drawing, fully detailed owl. Yep. The way I tell you that like 3rd grade Mia cried over this, I don't know if I talked about it enough, but like I have pursued like 2D art, so like with like a pencil, not like digital or sculpting so much more than 3D. 3D just came to me so much more naturally. I put more hours in 3D now because it's my full-time job. But like growing up, oh my gosh, I just like threw it myself at this time and time again, and I made so little progress. Reaper says, yeah, she bears heavy resemblance. I love that you guys won't specify which one. How do you... Oh, that's right, duckface was a thing. I totally forgot about that. Just Single says, Mia, isn't Aloha the first band? Yes, Aloha was the first. Many of us were the second, for different reasons. Yeah, Toad, why is your... Okay, Toad, you need to play around with transform, or just send me some screenshots. Sometimes when you send me screenshots, it will complain. Ooh, new sub. Fader Light. Thank you so much. Welcome. Let's see. But yeah, dig around your transform menu and probably be able to find it there. Alrighty. Man, it's been a lively stream. I am so happy with this. Man, that is a cutie patootie. Let's do a couple screenshots. That way, Just Lingual can show his lovely wife later. It'll still get some cleaning up. Like none of the seams will be here when you 3D print it, but just for now. She'll get the idea. She's an artist. She knows the process. Wandering Toad says, I sent a video in Ask channel, but I don't expect you to look at it while streaming. Oh, I want to help though. All right, first off, screenshot time. Smile. Alrighty. Let's look at this video. Let's see what's going on with this ZBrush nonsense. Oh, also Toad, I see your questions in resin support. My husband's on that. We actually ordered a flexible build plate. They'll be here in a couple days. He's gonna do a whole video on like how it fits, how he installed it, all that stuff. I know your problem's more with like your printer specific, but it might help you. You mentioned your build plate is too small. As long as it's not way too small, like that's fine if you're okay with that. Okay, here is the video. I click the symmetry button. Doesn't seem to duplicate the object. I'm doing it wrong. I am playing. So if it's not duplicating the object, even though you're mirroring it, it's possible that you have multiple subdivision levels on. So let me go ahead and show you that. All right, we're gonna put bun down here for right now. So for example, if I have a cone, the cone is definitely a funny dig at Empress because you were suffering with a cone and there's like literally a cone 3D object. I'm gonna help you, don't you worry. So if I click mirror and weld, oh, it didn't go anywhere, did it? Oh, I have local on. See, that's one thing. Make sure you don't have local symmetry turned on anywhere. That would be under transform. If this button is enabled, it won't work. But anyhow, mirror and weld works, see? But if I have a subdivision level, which is under geometry, divide right here. See how that appeared? Now it's grayed out, click divide, now there's two. That just means I have a high and a low res. If they're subdiv, I try to mirror and weld, it will not work. It'll tell you too, it's supposed to. This function cannot be applied to a mesh with multiple subdivision levels. Other than that, maybe you're just broken. Have you ever considered that? Obviously joking, but I'm like, freaking ZBrush, terrorizing my students. Global symmetry on. Okay, these are not mirror and weld buttons at all. That's why. You're not, that is the wrong button. Sorry, honey. All right, let me help you out. I didn't realize the buttons you're clicking on. So what you're doing right now is you're toggling X symmetry on and off. See this? That's what you're doing. That is not the same thing. To mirror and weld, you want to go to deformation. That's mirror. No, one second. Let me find it. Any button I have on my custom UI, it takes me a second to find it. But RB Gaming told me if I hold command down, it'll tell me. Here you go. You want to go to Tool, Geometry, Mirror and Weld. So your tool menu, Geometry, Mirror and Weld. It's modified topology. Here you go, Mirror and Weld. So that's the button you're looking for. So just go under your geometry menu under tool. So bam. Bye, Ella. Yeah, sorry, Empress. Rip. Yeah, symmetry does not equal mirror and weld. Different. But they do cause your model to be symmetrical. Yoni says, let me pull up my iPad since I'm learning it too. Heck yeah. Paint. I can't hear anything. Stream is deafened. I am deafened. Hi, Paint. I hope that helped. Also, hello, Maniac. Welcome in. It's been a little bit. Taver Pet campaign will happen. Okay, so seriously, we're going to do a Kickstarter, which is going to have all the Taver pets, and it's going to have like 3D printable models, but I'm going to be selling prints of 3D prints, so you can just back the Kickstarter even without a 3D printer. I'm going to be selling 3D prints, stickers, and maybe we'll look into getting a plushie done. We'll see. I'm not sure how much that costs up front, but that's kind of the point of Kickstarter anyway. But that will be really fun, and I'm excited about that. I think to do like a proper package, the price point is be somewhere around, I might try to keep it around $20 US and give you guys as much as I can for that price point. So that is the tentative, but I'm open to suggestions, feedback, all that kinds of stuff. Toad says, excellent, thank you. You're so welcome. Very good, very good. Yeah, usually I don't do questions until like happy hour, but today was like a weird stream anyway, so I didn't mind. Taylor says, I'd love to help develop the stickers. Yeah, I might need help on those designs, honestly. I got so many. Yoni says, I want printable STLs. Heck yeah, that'll be part of it too. Yeah, if you guys know of even like either good sticker paper or companies to go through, let me know. I've done the whole dance of making my own stickers at home with like a printer and a Cricut, and it's kind of hell on earth, not gonna lie. A Carl plushie, wouldn't that be cool? Yeah. Yoni says, I got printers ready to go. Very good, very good. I also don't want to price y'all out. So like, does like a package for around $20 US sound reasonable? Or like, do I need something that's a $10 as well that we can be like part of like the fun and whatnot? Aloha says, Mia, can I humbly request to be in the description of the Taver Pets crew? They're my favorite creations idea that give you a good spot to bring the life properly. Oh, of course. Of course. Yoni says, I'm gonna learn how to make plushies just for this. Dude, I love that energy. That's fantastic. Ooh, here's another one. Another video. So now that I have the mirror function, I've noticed once mirrored, I cannot move the object. That's a neat one. Okay. So you're moving it here. Well, because you have symmetry turned on. So you want to be able to move one object at a time? Because what you're describing is... Wait, oh, is there a way to... This is the video. Is there a way to accomplish this on ZBrush from the video above? I've noticed that once mirrored, I cannot move the one object and move it. You know that doesn't make sense, right? We all want to help you, though. Why is... English is so hard. Words. I'm trying to like osmosis like the vibes of this question. But we have the mirror function. Check. I've noticed that once mirrored, I cannot move the one object and move it. Okay, we're going to ignore that last part. Once mirrored, you cannot move the object. Are you talking about the original object? Because you'll need to switch to that subtool then. Ray says, what is this $20 for? The individual stuff or the whole thing? My goal is that like, if I'm going to send you a physical package, so most of the expense on my side, like the overhead, will be like the actual like box, bubble wrap, that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to make it so for $20 is the package and I can fit as much stuff in there as possible for you guys. Does that make sense? So yes, that's a win-win for everyone. So it'd be for all of it. Toad says, my apologies. 1 second. No, you're totally okay. English is hard. Taylor says, all the stickers for $10 sounds nice, especially people that can't print but want to support. Okay, awesome. I'll keep that in mind. Perfect. I just want to make sure it's a reasonable price point, you know? Once all is said and done, shipping will probably be like $5 extra. So it'll be like $15.25, but I'm just making sure those are workable. And then, yeah, I'll probably do like a $50 one for custom tabber pets. Ray said, yeah, I dropped 20 euros for that. Technically for you, it'd be cheaper because the euro is worth more. So it'd be like 18, but yeah. A new video. Yeah, let's see. It is just terrorizing you. Okay, here's the subtools. Mirror and weld. Very good. See how the spheres move as one object instead of two separate objects? Well, yes, because you mirror and welded them because they're in the same... It is one subtool. So whenever you use a 3D gizmo, it's going to move both of them. So if you want it to be separate, I understand now. If you want it to be separate, so like for example, I have these two arms, right? So they move together. You would need to mask and split points. And then you could have a leg over here and a leg over here. The 3D gizmo will move the entire subtool. Does that make sense? So mirror and welding keeps it in one subtool. Also, sorry for the videos being longer than they should. I'm still learning. No, you're good. You're fantastic. I'm really excited that I understand your question now and I was able to answer it. I love that you kept at it too, because I never want you guys to feel embarrassed from asking questions, especially if I don't get it the first time. They're pounds. Yeah. Sorry. It's so small on the screen, but you're right. Euro is like the backwards E. I just see squiggly and I'm like, euro. And if it's really squiggly, rupees? Yeah. Empress has mirror and weld and then mask and split points? Yes. Yes, ma'am. Unless you have subdivision levels, and then it won't work. Delete subdiv, then do it. Empress looks at the uninstall button again. No, don't worry. Hang in there. I'm going to make it all make sense. We're going to start from the very, very beginning. It'll be all good. That was really funny, though. All right, let's go ahead and save this cutie patootie. And the Taver pets grow more. Amazing. Yoni, uninstall ZBrush. Don't do it, Empress. Installs Blender. What is this heresy? Oh my goodness. No. You lose point for that. Oh yeah. You lose a whole point for that. Heresy. Toad says, I think I'm trying to run before I walk. Absolutely. I'm letting you go because you got that enthusiasm and that good attitude, but you were running. And you don't have shoes or a coat. And first says, this is still less complex than Blender somehow. For real. You guys are sweet. Yoni said, oh, Mia, would gore be included in that Kickstarter? Yes. Absolutely. How dare you use the B word in here? Ah, yes. Toad says, I'll just follow along with the school lessons. No worry at all. Paint did the exact same thing. So Paint is deafened right now, but maybe it will summon them. They did the same thing. I gave them the user interface assignment and they were like, I have no buttons. This brush is happening. It was so freaking funny. And I was like, your goal was to open the program. How are you lost? That's so funny because it's so natural to get ahead of yourself when you're excited to learn. And I'm never going to discourage that. I'm just going to gently guide you back to the track. We stay on the trail here. Believe me, it gets complicated enough as you keep going. All right, well, we're at the end of the Tavern Keeper's Craft. We're just about the 2-hour mark here. I think it's time. I'm going to go make some food and then come back. But it's been a very, it's been an awesome stream. Thank you guys. Yoni said we should start a student group. Heretic Yoni. You can, absolutely. I do have a little section of channels here dedicated for y'all, but If you need a special peasant hub, let me know. All right, it is 2:06. This won't be a very long one. I'll be returning on the 2:20 p.m. return. All right, guys. Reaper, paint. What's this do? What's this do? Why does it do that? Why does that do? Yeah, that was very accurate. All right, y'all. I encourage you to get up, grab some water, stretch, all that good stuff, and I'll see you soon. Hey y'all, welcome back. Alrighty, so during today's happy hour, I'm going to keep working on some new poses that Ricky did and whatnot, but this is officially open doors for my students. If you guys have any questions, just type M3DM in the chat with your question. So yes, and if you have any models you want me to review or assignments, now is also the time. For that, go ahead and send me a DM on Discord, which is here. Just pop up here, direct messages, pull up my name, send me some questions or some pictures for your assignments, and then we'll get that all nice and reviewed. Maniac, are you feeling burned out on your project? Do you need a change up? Because you put a lot of really hard work into that, and I don't want you getting burned out. I want you getting more and more practice. Yeah, hello, welcome back. Oh, I haven't talked about it a whole lot, but if you guys want to make requests on Patreon, that is an option, and it's never been cheaper. We have a discount code that makes it only $10 right now. And that code is under my face. LegendLive. That expires really soon. All right, got some music going. Perfect. RB says, Mia, I'll have an update in about 10 minutes. Is that okay? No, unacceptable. Just joking. Yes, of course. We'll check that out then. Perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and grab these files from Ricky and look at these new poses. We're going to be posing the Rat Folk Chef Ranger right now. Oh, but first I have to add our little cutie here to our master spreadsheet. It's officially a new tabard pet. All right, that is going to be Dumpling the Bundling. In progress. You guys can see everything behind the scenes. I got stickers and emojis planned for every one of these. Boop. Awesome. Let's get some poses downloaded. All right, let's see if I can get that pulling distributed like I was supposed to earlier. Let's see, Jess Lingual donated today and bought this adorable thing. So did RB Gaming. And so did Taylor. Did we end up settling on that, whether it's a ducat or, you know, ducat, I remember more easily. So I'm gonna go with this, it's a ducat. Yoni says, I've been lacking in my studies, for real. Actually, you've been doing fantastic. I saw what you worked on yesterday, and I was really excited and impressed. I believe it, this. Yeah, it's you, Yoni. You went from this to this without me having to give direct input, and I'm really, really pleased to see that. So you're getting better at finding your own work and whatnot. You need to push that hairline way up. But other than that, it's a pretty fantastic before and after here. The fact that you were creating regularly is very worth celebrating. But also get your assignment done. Raper said, is there no point though because of resetting them? Perhaps. It's not my fault that they did this at the end of the month. Maniac says, no, I'm not burned out. I've just been too tired lately, but my spirits are high. I want to finish. No questions for me yet. I think next week I'll have an update. Sounds great. Yeah, keep taking care of yourself. All right. Is there anything else? I do not think so. Very good. And we shall continue. Again, a fun little reminder that this is where we started, y'all. You trust that process. You keep going. I believe in you. And if it doesn't work out, just delete it and try again. Yeah, he says, thank you. I'll finish the assignment, I swear. Reaper says, blame the peasants. Smart. Alrighty. Here is... Okay, you guys ready for this? We got some fun poses for this Rat Folk Chef. Well, bam. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Ricky told me he went like full anime action pose with this, and he did. Wow. Check her out. Gosh, she's kind of terrifying. I love it. She is hunting. It is happening. Amazing. All right, let's go ahead and merge visible. This is definitely the action pose. Let's do a smoother. There we go. Check that out. Oh man, that is gonna be so much fun. Okay, cool. And now let's see the casual pose. So right now all I'm doing is taking these different poses. Oh, yes, the spice. Amazing. All right, merge visible on this one as well. Name that casual. Skillet warrior. Yeah, no, I love it. All right, got casual and an action. Perfect. And then we don't need two bases, so let's go ahead and delete one of these. We'll grab this one and split that base off into its own piece. Excellent. And the last step I do is take these tools and open the original file. So that way, in case anything gets too damaged or goofed up during posing, I can just grab it from the original. Goofed up is the official term, by the way. All right, I can't find the file, so let's just search for it. There we go. Perfection. All right, the scene is so dark. Let's make this look nicer. Go to adjustments, bump that curve, increase the contrast, go into my lighting, give that a healthy bump as well. And then finally, I do enjoy changing the background color quite a lot. Something a bit on the muted side. I'll need to bake this into a macro. A macro essentially is a button that you can map. So it does all of this fun stuff for you. And eventually I'll get like a muscle memory of exactly what settings I like. This is still somewhat new to me, making this colored background, so. If I was being more careful with my colors, for example, I probably wouldn't do this because, you know, color theory. But in this case, it is a-okay because the color doesn't matter. It is just there for fun, just for vibes. There we go. All right, let's scoot her over here so she can watch. Perfect. And let's get to cleaning up these characters. We're definitely going to work on the action pose first because it is easily going to be my favorite. Wow, that is awesome. That's amazing. Good job, honey. Yeah, no wonder Ricky's computer was trying to fly into space. Seriously, he was cooking. Yeah, he says, definitely know how to pose like Ricky. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. Toad says, macros are also part of her lessons, guys. It's true. Just saying, valuable info there if you're on the fence joining her classes. It's chock full of good info and tools. You guys are so cute. God, I love my students. I don't know what I put in those videos. It's like I have, do you guys watch Futurama with Hypnotoad? It's like I have a section in my lessons that once I have a new student, they just come back to the stream and they're just like, join mentorship. I love it. Don't stop. It's very, very funny. Then I don't have to advertise because I hate advertising my stuff. So if you do it for me, it's very appreciated. But it's so funny. Like, it gives me a lot of confidence that without fail, when I have a new student, they come back to the stream and they're like, do you want to join? What about you? It's amazing. It's amazing. If you don't understand the Futurama Hypnotoad reference, it's just a toad that stares through the screen and just like it's like a TV show. And it's just a toad that stares hypnotically at the screen, literally, with like loud static behind it. Also, you should watch Futurama because it's great. Oh, hail Hypnotoad. Yes. Oh, it's even funnier because your username is Wandering Toad. That's forever linked in my brain. Amazing. Reaper says it's all about that line of action. Heck yeah, it is. That's beautiful. All right. Reaper says, your membership cult is trying to recruit new blood. They really are. Mini Blaze has linked my Patreon membership just like that. And as Ray mentioned, it's $1 a day. So if you're interested, go get Empress. Oh, I'm just ready for you to start already. I'm so excited. All right. It's a little too bright on her pale. Oh, that's even brighter. On her very pale skin. I too get reflective in the light. Reaper says, too bad. I can't buy ZBrush. That's fair. It's okay. You know, some of my students also cannot buy ZBrush, and so they didn't. All right, we're going to hide the base for right now so I can really focus on this pose. I honestly think the claws are going to be too much work to fit back, and I don't feel like it, so we're going to delete them. All right, now it is time to clean this up. So I have been getting really slow with post-processing because I've been fiddling with stuff. And many of you are also perfectionists and fiddlers. So I'm going to show you what I do to stop fiddling. I'm saying fiddling like it's a swear word. Fiddle. Okay. That was so intense. What we're going to do is I'm going to make a checklist of things to get done and then leave it the heck alone. So these are like non-negotiable fixes. Fixing time. And I really encourage, so actually Reaper, this is a good tip maybe for you because you mentioned like how do you know when to move on. So I make a list of non-negotiables. Like if I don't fix it, I'm going to go crazy. And then I fix them in that order and then I leave it alone. All right, one of the biggest things here is this boot is messed up. Fix messed up boot. Same with her arm right here. That's looking really weird. Fix arm. I need to add more resolution to her neck. Add res to neck. Fix belt so it kind of like flows better with the model. What else? And these are just the non-negotiables. This isn't like nitpicking like, oh, well, this would look better. I'm like, no, these are things that are making the model look worse. What are things that we need to actually fix? And then I think it'd be nice if her tail actually swung out with a curve. So tail swing. All right, so we're gonna now do these things in order. I cannot work on anything else, just these things. Did I just delete the note? Oh my God, I actually did. I watched myself do that. What was that? That was like a possession moment. That was weird. Anyway, that's the perfectionist in my brain being like, no, no. You just saw like full revolt. Okay, we're gonna put this right here and you guys are gonna watch me stay focused and work on one thing at a time. I can do more improvements afterwards, but we're focusing. First thing is up, fixing the messed up boot, which is this one. So I can do some resculpting and stuff, or it might be faster just to replace it. The first thing I'm gonna do is just Command Shift click and then split this mask point into its own piece. Look at those cursed toes. Wow. Taylor says, in this context, fiddling is a swear word. Yes, we don't know fiddling. Fiddlers. Yeah, fiddlers. Oh my God. All right. I think it's going to be too much work to fix that, maybe. All right, we're going to turn off poly paint as well so I can get a better view what the heck is going on. We don't want green on green background. So I'm going to go to my, what is that, Reaper? You'll know. What is it called when they're on opposite sides of the color wheel? It's not complementary, right? It's like, there's a word for it. Like, colors are side by side versus opposite side of the color wheel. Like I know how to use them in practice, but in like the application, but I don't know anything it's called. Damn fiddlers. Ah, that needs to be a sticker. All right, so this is the thing that I'm trying to fix. What if I just cover it up? That's my favorite fix. What if I just push that there and just scoot that on up, you know? Aloha says, Mia, I'm glad my cult is spreading the good word of Mia's mentorship. Yeah, I actually want to take a minute to put Aloha on blast for just a second here. Aloha, you were such a part of all of this coming together. I want to make sure that you feel appreciated and recognized. You were like one of my first students of this new swell. You helped me design the TAVRP. You're the one that did the mock-up in the first place. You've just been a huge part of this, and I just want to aggressively and somewhat monotone, because that's what I do when I'm serious, show recognition and appreciation. Seriously, you're fantastic. I'm glad that you're here. Okay. Serious. I am being very serious. Because, like, yes, the rest of you guys are shilling my mentorship, but Aloha was the first. It's true, and that deserves some appreciation. This is why people describe me as intense sometimes. That's a good intense moment. It's giving a first child syndrome feelings all the way. See, I was the first, but I'm also an only child, so there's that. All right, so I fixed the boot by actually just kind of covering that up, and that is good enough, which is painful to say, but yes. All right, check mark. Move on. Next, the arm. The arm just needs a lot more volume in general, so we're going to split the body into its own piece, and then really just can kind of go inflate crazy. And now that we've actually inflated it so there's some material there, we're going to start figuring out where these shapes are supposed to be. There's a deltoid in there somewhere. A little tiny mouse bicep. These little subtle curves are so important. Let's go ahead and repair her armpit. Very good. And then this is a whole crime in itself. We're gonna go to move and back face mask to just create those volumes the way that they're supposed to. There we go. There's a subtle taper that's supposed to happen here. Don't forget that you're working on a 3D model, because I do. And look at it from all sides. Reaper said contrast. Yeah, I think they're called contrasting colors, right? Because that is the contrast. Alrighty. There we go. Let's get this all smoothed out. And again, this isn't about perfection. This is where it's like, this is a business. Don't let it suck out your soul. But it's like the whole like time is money, honey. And it's really important that you don't fiddle on stuff like this to the point where it's going to like affect how much you produce, which I know is like a very non-sexy art thing to talk about, but it's true. All right, we're gonna make the pan. Oh, nope, I can't work on the pan. That was not on my list. See? See? It happens so quickly. It's so insidious. We are just working on the arm. I do feel like this needs to be rotated a little bit though, but I don't think it's model breaking right now. I improved it. I have to move on. Okay, we're doing it. RB Gaming sent an update. Very good. Grim Reaper. Ha! Grimnir says, Grim Reaper. I believe the opposite sides of the color wheel are complementary and near each other are analogous. I think. That sounds right. But when you say analogous, then I think of like analogous, no, I can't say it. Analogous and vestigial structures. I have a hard time speaking. Ray says, that's not very Bob Ross of you, Mia. Time is money, honey. Yeah, I guess not, huh? All right, let's take a small break from this. I did fix the arm though. And let's check out this update from RB Gaming. We are beginning a new project together. Oh no, this is actually about the base. Okay. Oh heck yeah. No, that base looks fantastic. Oh, that's really funny that he stabbed like a femur through the skull. That's a little bit of personality that is just goofy and very funny. I like that. Yeah, the base is beautiful. I like doing a 2-tier base. So notice how on mine, I have like this really clean shape right here. So that's the base. Okay, that's the base of the base. I cannot find a better word for that. And then there's the decorations on top of it. But that's just a preference. That's just a style that I do. It might make yours look a little cleaner to have like a little nice chamfered base underneath that, just like mine. But as far as detailing what you did here, no, it looks great. Looks very good. Very good. Grimnir says, haha, I'll answer to that too. Yeah, Grim Reaper. Grimnir Reaper. Very good. But yeah, no, the base looks fantastic. Rocks are harder to sculpt than you guys think. You did a very good job here. That's going to dry brush and catch a wash beautifully. My favorite part is the femur, or whatever bone that is, sticking through the skull. That's really chaotic and funny. Good job. It's very difficult to not get lazy at the end of a project because like sometimes you just want to be done. But you're doing a good job of keeping the love in the model. I like that mini blaze. I always thought of yours as the base and then the ground on the base. Yeah. So like you have the base, which is like clean and nice, and then the ground that you sculpt on top of it. Yeah, absolutely. I like it because one day, it will happen. When I paint this, I can do like a really nice, clean black base right here, and then do all like the mushrooms and grass and stuff like that. So it'll give like a nice contrast to the rest of the character. Yeah. Did I show off enough of this like clear resin? Because it's so freaking cool. Check that out. Love me a clear resin. That's fun. Okay. Back to it. Oh, reminder, because I haven't said it even once yet. I keep forgetting. If you're having a good time, like the stream. It really does help. I know most of y'all are pretty diligent peasants, but I like to put out a reminder every now and then. All right, next up on our fixing list. Here we go. Resolution to the neck. Okay. Gonna select that and then divide a few times. See the before here, it was just a little pixelated. Just didn't look super nice. We're gonna do a small inflate on the head too. And then fix her neck because it did get a little goofed up. That technically isn't on like my list specifically, but like that's fine. I just can't start like fiddling with the pan because that's very not on the list. All right, I'm gonna come through with trim dynamic to kind of smooth any nonsense out. All right, did I improve that? I did. I need to move on. There's a weird pocket right there. There we go. There's the before, there's the after. Perfect, okay. And then the belt. Ah, yes, I want the belt to complement the pose a bit more. Right now it's kind of making it a little hard to read. So I think I'm gonna mirror the belt entirely, perhaps. Something more like that? No. Let's go back to what we had. Okay, we're gonna look at this character straight on. In order to move all of your subtools at once, you can do that. Just grab your 3D gizmo and see this little bar right here. Click on it and it'll turn it into 3 bars. That just means the gizmo is gonna affect all of your subtools at once. See that? Really important. Do not get comfortable using this because if you're not in the habit of clearing your mask on every subtool, it still respects the mask. So what does that mean? That means that you will do a little transformation like this, but you'll have a mask somewhere and it will rip through your topology. It will stay where it's at. It's a huge problem later. So if you're really diligent in clearing your mask, that's fine. But otherwise, be very careful when using that feature. All right. RB says, Mia, one question. Next project, I have some clothes on. I have some knowledge of Marvelous Designer, so is it okay to do clothes in Marvelous Designer, or should I do that in ZBrush itself? Because the clothes were the weakest aspect of your last project, I'm going to insist you do it from scratch first. Learn how to sculpt fabric in ZBrush, and then you'll be even more powerful when you use Marvelous Designer. Because Marvelous it gives you a fantastic base because it's simulated, right? You're never going to get anything quite that nice or as quick by hand sculpting. But if you don't have the fundamentals of being able to like sculpt fabric by hand, you will not be able to fully take advantage of Marvelous Designer. Does that make sense? Oh my gosh, yeah, Arch Tempered Ray Dow is out. I missed that update. I haven't played yet. I'll need to do that tonight. Hey, Monkey's here. Hello. Monkey says, wait, what? Oh yeah, isn't she amazing? Isn't this fun? She is a rat folk ranger. She's a chef with a bit of a Gordon Ramsay touch to her. Yeah, I love her. All right, I need to get this straight on. so I can then adjust this belt. Because again, it's really making the silhouette hard to read. Look how chunky and weird that is. But it's really cool. I just need to separate all the pieces a bit more. So that curve looks nice, but the rest of this really needs to be moved better. So I'm gonna use my move brush with the intensity somewhat high and like really kind of aggressively smoosh it around. Gotta be too careful to not just like rip through the mesh though. Monkey says, no, Mia, the turkey leg. Yeah, you weren't here for this. We talked about you. It was a whole moment. It was our tribute to Monkey. We finally did it. We finally did it, and you missed it. It's okay. You're here now. Monkey, the wrap focus cool too. It's cool too. Ian Taylor has a good point. Marvelous is not printable as is, but it is a good base. You need to apply thickness. Correct. All right, that's looking better. See, I'm starting to fiddle with the pants. It's so hard to stay on topic. My God. That's why I have a checklist. This is a bad habit that I picked up on stream because I got very distracted in what I call your suggestions side quests. And I've just gotten really good at working on something and then working on something else really quickly, which is fine when you're designing. It's actually a strength. But when you're trying to just like clean up a model and finish the darn thing, no, it's a bad habit. Stay focused. Wandering Toad says, I need to learn clothes too. You're in luck. I have a whole assignment for that. Monkey says, oh, I see it. I am so sad. It's okay. You were in our hearts. Monkey says, well, maybe for my birthday, Mia will make a version with the turkey leg as the weapon. Perhaps. When's your birthday? I need to get a peasant birthday calendar going. Because it would be so easy and so simple to just wish y'all a happy birthday at the start of my stream, you know? Okay, this is going to sound super sad, but I don't mean it this way. I just mean this in like a total, simple, neutral way. Neutral. This is funny. This is light. When you're a kid, your birthday's such a big deal, right? Like your teacher knows about it and like everyone in class talks about it usually, or like if your parents loved you, they brought cupcakes. Mine didn't do that. Joking mostly. They loved me. They just didn't bring cupcakes, just to be clear. Anyway, when you get older, I think it's sad how your birthday kind of becomes like this irrelevant thing. And like if you don't tell people, they don't always know. I'm not like a huge like party person anyway, but I don't know. I would just, sometimes good people get very isolated as they get older. Like if you don't make effort to make friends and make things a big deal, like it kind of falls to the wayside. So I do think that'd be nice to make a little peasant birthday calendar because like there are people that care, you know, and it'd just be a sweet little thing. Because it's one thing that I didn't think I'd care about, but I remember when I was in college and like my birthday is December 14th. So yes, I had finals on my birthday every year in college. That's 4 years of finals on my birthday. Fucking sucked, you know? And like Ricky always knew. So I'd come home, like I had a final one time that started at 8 p.m. and went till 10 at night. And so I came back and like we got like cupcakes or something. But God, it was just like, it was very, you know, I'm obviously an adult and this sucks, you know? So I want to make it fun again. And it has been a lot more fun recently. But if you have quiet birthdays, I love that too. I don't have huge parties or whatnot either. But it was just so weird to be on campus. I'm like, yeah, why would anyone know? Also, here's my professor, like, here's your test, you know? So I'm familiar with like the weird transition into adulthood when it comes to that. Very sobering. But again, this is not like a huge bummer. It's kind of like, man, that is weird. We'll make it fun. May 2nd. Oh my God, I get the same birthday as Empress. That's so exciting. We'll have a double birthday stream. Yeah. Ray says, "Oh, Mia, so sweet and sentimental." That's nice. Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I was definitely that person growing up that was like, I was always like the center of my friend groups. Like if I wasn't there that day, like my friends didn't hang out, which is really weird. They were all just like friends with me, but not each other. It's freaking weird. But anyway, You know, like when you're in a group of people and someone starts talking and then like someone else starts talking and everyone just like, if they're super loud, people just like move on. I'm that person that like desperately holds eye contact with you to be like, I am still listening, you know? I don't think people mean to be, they don't mean to be rude on purpose, but like, damn, some people be rude. You know what I mean? Reaper mentions, yeah, that's my problem. I can't get anywhere easy, so I can't go places to make friends. So I always feel kind of isolated. Exactly. And that's what I'm talking about, where it's like, there's nothing wrong with you. You know, you're not like some little, I mean, we're all a bit dorky here, actually. And that's fine. But it's just tricky. It's tricky, you know? But like, that's like the huge perk of like internet. We can all be connected still. So let's take advantage of that. Just Single says, I was too poor for birthdays as a child, so I celebrate it more as an adult. Totally valid. I was an only child, or I am an only child, so I was immensely spoiled. So I didn't have that. But it was kind of reverse. It was a much bigger deal when I was a kid, but less so now. Yeah, so we got December 14th and May 2nd so far for birthdays. Thank you, Yoni, for writing that down. Here, 1 second. I'm going to start the peasant calendar. I have some friends that hate their birthday, and that's weird. But if you hate your birthday, we can like not celebrate it. But I would like to talk about it at the beginning of the stream. Okay, peasant birthdays. Checklist. May 2nd, we have Monkey and Empress Tiramisu, which is amazing because they're going to start their, can I spell tiramisu? Tiramisu? I'll put my own on here, which is funny. If you guys could tell me your birthdays, please let me know. If you want me to celebrate it, I would like to. Yoni is June 7th. Especially for our regulars here, you know? Ray's the 31st of May. Look at all these May babies. Another May baby. Taylor Brownie is May 19th. Okay. Thank you guys for sharing your birthdays with me. I really appreciate this. Seriously. I want it to be a thing. Raper. AKA Taylor Beth. Awesome. Toad is August 23rd. If I miss yours, do not let me miss yours. Keep retyping it until I put it down, because I would be devastated if I've missed someone's birthday. All right. August 23rd is Wandering Toad. Ray shares her birthday with 3 cousins. No kidding. My family has a lot of December babies. Like, so I'm December 14th and my dad is December 11th. Foxy says, work is very supportive of everyone, so I have to actively suppress the information. That's a-okay. All right. RB says August 17th. Awesome. Good. I wanted to do this. I'm glad you guys jumped on it. Monkey's wife is June 4th. You know what? Why not? Monkey's wife. That cracks me up. Monkey says my birthday is right before Mother's Day, so like I get outshined. Dude, my housemate, his birthday is the day after Christmas. Yeah, he hates it. That's what I was talking about. My friend that hates her birthday. Yeah. All right. Did I get everyone? If you don't see yours written down, I don't want to miss you. Foxy, if you want to, like, you mentioned you don't want to give your real birthday because of work or whatever, but if you want to, like, just pick a day for us to celebrate your birthday, we can do that still. It can be, like, super covert operation. Mrs. Monkey. Yeah, how did I not put that? Mrs. Monkey is way funnier than Monkey's wife. Mrs. Monkey. Thank you. Aloha, did you share yours? I feel like I didn't get Aloha's. There it is. November 23rd. Awesome. because my goal is to stream like every day, so I think this is pretty feasible. And even if I don't stream like that day, then I'll just celebrate. I'll mention it the day after. Very cool. And then next Thursday, RB Gaming's son is turning 11. Oh, how awesome. I had a good 11th birthday. Fantastic. Thank you guys for sharing that with me. Seriously. Good. Peasant birthdays. Amazing. And we continue our work. Foxy says, I did think about that, and it would have been May 4th, International Star Wars Day, but I don't want to have a fake birthday the same as someone else's real birthday. Okay, that's really funny, though, and May 4th is fun, so I don't see anyone else on here that has May 4th. So May 4th, we shall celebrate Foxy. We have a couple May 2nds. It shall be so. Ray says, Mia, the way you do lists and emails, I can tell you have some perfectionist traits. Yeah, it's more so like I really hated college and it was miserable. So like at least making stuff look nice made me happy. So that's where a lot of that came from. Too real? Haha, there, now it's funny. All right, we're still fixing the belt. Foxy says, my birthday can just be every day. It's nobody else's. Hey, you know who else was born May 2nd? The Rock. The more you know. National Fox Day is the 18th of September. Okay. I would also be willing to change it to that, Foxy, if you wanted that more. Gosh, this pose is epic. How fun. Ray says, yeah, that's fair. I'm glad I'm doing art and not engineering. You should be. All right. Also, I've always been like somewhat computer savvy. My dad worked, that's wild. My dad retired recently, so it's wild for me to say that. But he was in the worked for the National Weather Service for 30 years, long time. And he was in IT, so we were always a tech family. There we go. All right, and the last thing I want to do was the tail swing. Let's grab this tail, split it into its own object, and then my favorite, which is a bend curve modifier. Let's make that more straight. And inflate a little bit. You know, the reason I have a hard time narrating when I talk in ZBrush, because a lot of it unintentionally rhymes, which I guess you would think would make it easier to say. It does not. All right, I feel like the tail should be up here. To balance the piece, it would be on this side, but I don't think that makes sense. We're thinking. Yeah, it's gotta be this way. This is the way. And then from the bottom, make sure it doesn't just hang off the base. Cool. And now let's rotate the whole piece. Sorry it keeps glitching like that. ZBrush is sensitive sometimes. Let's pick a warmer color. There we go. That's really fun. That's so fun. Just Single says, you should have a birthday and blood type association with each many, like K-pop stars. No, that's really funny. Foxy says, Mia, shout out to Aloha for a better pick of a date. My birthday was an undisclosed amount of time in the past, and you already got my birthday present. It did cost you $25 though. Ah, that's right. That's right. But I'm going to, update to September for now. So Foxy's getting removed, but adding right back. Now you guys can figure out, I don't know when September is. September's after August, right? You know, there's something about my brain, fun fact, where I can't always pick what the things I'm going to remember or not remember. And where September exists in the months was one of them, where my brain was like, that doesn't matter. September doesn't exist. And I'm like, I would love to know. It's like, no, you're going to have to think about it every time for the rest of your life. All right, this model is looking great. And we're going to merge these pieces down and move on. We are anti-fiddlers around here. My dog is starting to wake up. Okay. And we're just at the 3-hour mark. It'll be a little bit of a shorter stream today, but man, it was a fun one. RV says, well, base is fixed now, and I'm officially calling that figure done. We'll prepare it for printing later, but from tomorrow, it's time for the next one. Thank you. Yeah, that's awesome. Congratulations on that project. It looked amazing, and I was honored to be part of the process. You put in an immense amount of work, and it really shows. So good job to RV Gaming. This one, C+, because cheese, and I'm not that serious. Beautiful. Also, C+ is passing. Amazing. Ray says, Mia, you know what? You can't remember September, but I can better remember 2 of my siblings' birthdays. That's fair. Reaper says, what if I want to fiddle, though? Then fiddle away, I guess. It's heresy behavior over there. Just have like a scheduled amount of fiddling time. That way you still get things done, but you can enjoy fiddling. Man, this model is so unnecessarily epic. I love it. Man. Epic. All right, let's go ahead and save this. Amazing. Monkey says, speaking of projects, we're going to full print with everything from arcane armaments. I literally placed the order this morning. Oh, amazing. All the cards it's making and books and titles. That's incredible. Make sure to share that on our Discord so we can all look at it and enjoy. That's amazing. All right, that's going to move us into last call. What an absolutely fun stream. I love when I introduce something new. Like today was the first day you could outright just buy a Tavern Pet and just single jumped on that. I don't expect that to happen every day, obviously. But the donation is so appreciated. And the fact that you provided some art your wife made and I was able to like iterate from that. It's a very like special art community collab feeling. It means a lot. It does. My brain like blanking. It's like, my brain is like, here is nice warm feeling. I'm like, yes, can I have words to describe that feeling? And it's like, no, just the nice feeling. I think you guys can see it on my face. You know, because I look so tortured. Ray says, Mia, have you heard of Witch Song Miniatures? Yes, I've heard of them. I'm pretty sure I really like their work. I just can't, nothing's coming to my brain. There are a lot of amazing creative makers out there. Paint says, oh my gosh, I just got back. Oh no, and it's last call. But yeah, isn't she epic? All right, well, this is the last bit of the stream here. If you guys have any questions for me or just, I don't know, general thing you want to share, now is the time. If you are sad and do not be sad, we'll be streaming again tomorrow at noon Eastern time. Oh, and that means the Poing Apocalypse is about to happen. You guys want to see it? Here is the very exclusive behind the scenes. All right. In first place is me. In second place is Mini Blaze with 274 poing. And then Corey, funny enough, is 247. So it's a flip of that. Nope on paint, just lingual, satyr, wildfire, Taylor Brownie, and non-sleeper. Amazing. And let's go by watch time. In first place is Aloha. Second, Ray. Third, Mini Blaze. Fourth, just lingual. Fifth, satyr. I feel like I need to include the rest of y'all, but because you're right here. But that's a lot of names to read. But yeah, check you guys out. Top 10. Amazing. 39 hours in first place. You know what's funny? That is still not correct. Aloha had to redo their username a few times, so I went through and tried to figure out roughly how long they're around, and I gave them a bump. But it looks like I was pretty accurate because you're not too far ahead or too far behind. That the URL won't do anything for you, but that's very funny. It'll just bring you to your own Streamlabs. Monkey said, are you streaming on Friday? I plan to, yes. I'll try to get here on time and watch the full stream before I go do birthday stuff. Awesome. Very fun. All right, guys. The nuke is going to happen. You know what's really funny? I don't know if this works. You guys might keep all your pointing. You know what? For a brief moment, I'm going to see if I can add 150 to everyone because that's just chaotic. I can. You were all 150 richer. Funny. Reaper says, Mia, the bot says it's not sure that I should buy Legendary, but it's only $10. Well, on Patreon. Here it's a different thing. But anyway, we're doing the nuke. Are you sure you want to reset your loyalty database? This action cannot be undone. Reset. Bam. You guys are all gone. Everyone's permabanned. You are all pointless peasants once again. We have officially restarted. Bombs away. Nope, it's too late. You guys are gone. Nuked. 0, 0, 0. Oh man, this is fun. I enjoyed that more than I thought I would. Yep. Yep. Pointless peasants, all of you. For like a hot minute, and then if you guys are here in an undisclosed amount of time, it will everyone get 2 again. Look at that. Top points, just a dot. Nothing. Right, if you heist negative, you won't be able to like earn it back. You're gonna put yourself in a hole. A very poing move. I agree, Dislingual. I agree. Pointless peasants. No poing for the poor. Oh wait, I nuked myself too. Oh, we can't have that. Let me fix that. I'm going back to 2000, y'all. Bam. Where I belong. You're overlord. Bam. I'm back. Monkey says, well, you know, we were waiting. How does Toad already have 6 again? What? You have been reduced to scraps while the queen still has riches. That's pretty accurate. Oh, there's no rebellion. And that's why I did this during last call. All right, I will let you go. You guys can revolt as you want. I'm going to do a new heist tomorrow or go back to a different one. So, if you guys have a preference, I might go back to the vampire heist tomorrow unless you guys want to do pirates, space, or I did like a billion of them. If you have a certain heist theme you want to do tomorrow, let me know. We can go back to pirates too. But by default, I'm going to do vampires. All right. I see you guys are spider revolting. Bad peasants. Oh, goodness. Yeah, Toad just broke the system. They now have a 6-point head start. No spider heist. Gross. Why did Streamlabs delete your message, Dislingual? Yeah, it deleted your spiders. That was weird. I put it back. Oh, because you have like that weird emoji. That's why. Okay, anyway. Thank you guys for hanging out. You're just catching the end of the stream. I'm going to live stream again tomorrow because I stream every darn day. Speaking of, today is my 12th stream in a row, I think. 13th. Oh, I love that. Tomorrow will be my 14th stream in a row. That is 2 weeks straight. We'll do something fun. Y'all take care, and I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Bye.